Hello, how are you all doing today? நீங்க எல்லாரும் எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? என் பேரு Jalal. The topic for discussion today is how to understand and speak like native English speakers. The native English speakers are Americans, Britishers, Australians and New Zealanders. Their mother tongue is English. So what they speak is the natural way of speaking English. Many Indians also speak English very well, especially those whose school background is from good English medium schools or those who occupy high positions in life. They also speak good English. So, but their accent will be different. It will not be the same as native English speakers. Even among native English speakers, the accent is different. It's a different from American accent is different from British accent, etc. So, I am not here to talk about accents. If I talk about accents, it will be like faking the accent, which is not what I want to teach you. What I want to teach you is certain expressions and sentences that are commonly used by native English speakers and even by good English speakers in India. If you can learn them, understand them, and use them in your communication, you will become fluent in English. You will be capable of understanding and following the TV serials in English, English serials in English, and also Hollywood movies. So, we have to learn the expressions and sentences commonly used by native English speakers, which is what we are going to see today. Some of them, not all of them. Let's dive into the lesson. The first word I want to teach you is like, L-I-K-E, like. Native English speakers, they use this word all the time in their conversation. Suppose they want to convey an idea. They want to speak a sentence. And they speak one part of the sentence and the next word doesn't come to their mind. There is little bit hesitation or little bit pause. Pause means there is a gap. So when there is in order to fill the gap, they use the word like. For example, one question. Where do you want to go? I'm like, I want to go. I'm like that they use the word like for everything. They use the word like. So you also, when you hesitate, you can use the word like to fill the gap so that it flows. The sentence flows like this. I'm like, I want to go to Mount Road, something like that. So, like is a very common word that's being used by native English speakers. You also use. Native English speakers, they use certain expressions all the time in their conversation. Some such expressions are, oh my goodness, oh my goodness gracious, oh my gosh, oh my God. So they use these expressions to convey their good feeling or bad feeling, their pleasant surprise or shock. They use all this. So the same thing can be used for a pleasant surprise, to convey a pleasant surprise or to convey a bad feeling, a shock. So for example, one example I am giving you. So your friend is calling on you. It's a pleasant surprise to you and he has come without any prior notice. So suddenly he has come. You can say, oh gosh, oh my gosh, what a pleasant surprise to you. You didn't tell me you are going to come. So the intonation is also important. The way you convey your sentence is also important. Rise and fall of the voice. Oh my gosh, what a pleasant surprise. You didn't tell me you are going to come. Like that you can say. Instead of oh my gosh, you can say any of these things. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Anything can be used to convey a pleasant feeling. Same thing can be used to convey a bad feeling or a shock also. Suppose you spilled hot coffee on your friend. You can exclaim like this. Oh gosh, I'm sorry I spilled hot coffee on you. Oh gosh. So instead of saying gosh, you can also say, oh my goodness. Oh my God, I spilled coffee on you. Like that you can say. So these are certain expressions. When you become fluent or to become fluent, you have to use these expressions among your friends. Don't use this to your manager or higher officials. That won't look nice. So this is only among your friends or with the people of the same level as you. And when boys meet, they always use this expression. What's up, bro? What's going on? Like that they say. When the girls meet, they say, oh my goodness gracious, very nice to see you, how are you? And all that. So what's up, bro is when a boy meets another boy. Among friends, they use it. And then when there is a shocking news, somebody is telling, I thought I did well in the interview. Unfortunately, I was not selected. If a friend tells you like this, you can say, oh, seriously? Like that. No, you express your sadness, sympathize with him. So you express like this, seriously? And if you are happy, if you are giving a pleasant surprise, suppose your friend is telling, see, I passed my IAS examination in the first attempt, he's telling like that. Then you can reply, oh, really? Good, very good, congratulations. So really, seriously also can be used to express your happiness or sadness. So this is the rise and fall of the voice is important. That's called intonation. This is how native English speakers speak, and these expressions are important to make the conversation casual and confident. Please note down and try to use them with your friends. The first sentence I would like to tell is, I'm sick of something. You are sick of something. Suppose a friend of yours comes to you very often. He's an irritating chap. He talks a lot, yaps a lot, and irritates you all the time. Then you can tell him, I'm sick of you. Don't come here and irritate me. I'm sick of you. Sick of you, na, in Tamil it is, ஒரே வெறுப்பா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். So, I'm sick of you அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Suppose your neighbor, you have a neighbor who has got a dog, and the dog is howling and barking all the time throughout the night and day and night. It's howling and barking. So you are so irritated and it's really a nuisance. Then you tell him, I'm sick of my neighbor and his dog. I'm sick. And then you are watching a TV show. The serial is very boring. I'm sick of watching this serial in the TV. I'm sick. அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். So sick means ஒரே வெறுப்பா இருக்குதுன்ட்டு. You are sick of something. And actually sick means being ill. You are not well. So I'm feeling sick. I don't feel like going to office. You can tell like that. I'm sick. I mean, sick is literally means being unwell. Literal meaning is unwell. But I'm sick of something means you are showing your contempt against something. You are sick of something. And then if you don't like something, you can say I'm sick. It is sickening. Sickening. The word sickening also can be used. It's sickening to see this. So this is how you can use. We'll see the next one. Next most commonly used expression by the English speakers is not a big deal. Deal is some sort of a business. Actually, literal meaning is some sort of a business. It's a transaction between two persons. That is the literal meaning of the word deal. But it's not being used in that sense. Suppose your neighbor asks you, so why don't you drop my son in the airport? He's flying to Delhi. Why don't you drop him? You tell him, yeah, if the airport is just on the way to my office, it's not a big deal. I can drop him easily. So it's not a big deal means it's not a bothersome or troublesome matter. I can do it easily. It's not a big deal. And the second example sentence is, suppose you fail in the exam. Your friend says, I'm sorry to hear you failed in the exam. You reply, it's not a big deal. I can appear for the next attempt and pass. It's not a big deal. Failing is not a big deal. And then one person was sitting on the seat, and you occupy the same seat before he comes back. He comes back and tells you, oh, this is my seat. Why don't you sit somewhere else? Then you tell him, what's a big deal? Why don't you sit on the other seat? That is also vacant. What's a big deal? Oh, it's not a big bothersome matter. You can sit elsewhere. So it's not a big deal. What is a big deal? So this is how you use the word deal. Next important expression that is commonly used by the native English speakers is give it a shot. Give it a shot means you try. You had no prior plan to try, but you think, okay, why not we give it a shot? That is, let me also try. So your friend is appearing for the UPSC examination, IAS, IPS examination. You tell him, I will also give it a shot. I will also try. So give it a shot means trying. So we will see next expression. The next expression is, these things happen, you know. So you fail in the exam, or you go for an interview, you do the interview very well. In spite of that, you are not selected. You are so sad. Your friend is comforting you. See, he's telling you, these things happen, you know, don't worry about it. These are very common in life. These things happen. These things happen means, இதெல்லாம் நடக்குமே, எல்லாருக்கும் நடக்கிறது, எல்லாருக்கும் நிகழ்றதுதான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கம்ஃபர்ட் பண்றார். We'll see the next expression. The next word is kidding. Kidding means joking. Suppose you are talking to your friend. You know pretty well what you are saying is not exactly true. In fact, you know it's bluffing. But your friend is so innocent, so naive, he started to believe in whatever you say. Then you feel sorry for him and tell him, I'm sorry, I was only kidding. Kidding means I was joking with you, I was only kidding. It can be the other way about also. You are telling something, but your friend doesn't believe in you. He can ask you, are you kidding? Are you joking with me? Are you kidding? So it can be used either way. We'll see the next. Next word is, he has got a point. Suppose he is talking something to you. Another friend is asking, what is he talking? Then you tell him, oh, he has got a point. அவன்கிட்ட ஒரு பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. அதுக்கு பிறகு you talk to somebody and he is talking about some matter. Initially, you didn't understand him or you didn't believe in him. Then later you agree. You feel some sense in what he talks. Then you tell him, I see your point. உன் பாயிண்ட் எனக்கு இப்போ விளங்குது அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி I see your point அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. So this is also commonly used. I see your point and he has got a point. We'll see the next. Next expression is to get the hell out of here. That is, your friend is bringing his dog to your house. You don't like dogs. You don't want his dog to mess up with things in your house. You tell him, get the hell out of here. You take the dog out and you also get out. Get the hell out of here. So it's very commonly used in spoken English by the native English speakers. Get the hell out of here. Next, this thing is no-brainer. No-brainer means it's not something which is not possible to be done. It is easy to do and so it's not a brainer. பெரிய காரியம் இல்லை, மூளையை உடைக்கிற, மண்டையை போட்டு உடைக்கக்கூடிய காரியம் இல்லை, ஈஸியாக செய்யலாம் அப்படிங்கிறது. இட்ஸ் நோ பிரைனர். இப்போ அதை இப்படியும் சொல்லலாம், இட்ஸ் நாட் அ ராக்கெட் சயின்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ராக்கெட் சயின்ஸுக்கு விட ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. சம்திங் தட் ரிக்வயர்ஸ் ஆர் இன்வால்வ்ஸ் லிட்டில் ஆர் நோ மென்டல் எஃபர்ட். பெரிய மேட்டர் ஒன்றும் இல்லை, இது ஒன்றும் பெரிய மேட்டர் இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறதுக்கு. The next expression that's commonly used by the native English speakers is no way. No way is used out of surprise, out of disbelief. That is, there is going to be a shock. It's going to be a shock or a surprise and you say no way. Suppose you stay in a room with a friend, with your roommate. It's a small room, only 2 people can stay. Your roommate is telling you, my friend is going to come to the city tomorrow and he is going to stay with us for a month. அப்படின்னு சொல்றான்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. You say, no way. How can he stay here for a month? It's a small room. You say, no way. And then the company says there is going to be a large scale layoff in the company. Layoff na வேலை நீக்கம். You say, you are surprised and shocked. You say, no way. And then government is telling there is going to be lockdown again. So you say, you are shocked. You say, no way. So these are all some of the ways you say, no way. Again, another thing is you go to the airport and the flight is cancelled. You say, no way. So all these are, you tell it in total surprise or shock. No way. We'll see the next expression. The next expression that's commonly used by native English speakers is sweetheart. Yes, husband tells his wife, sweetheart. While talking or while making a phone call, he can address her as sweetheart. Sweetheart is a very private conversation. Or a lover can tell his mate or partner, sweetheart. Sweetheart is an expression that's commonly used in by the native English speakers. Next is take care. While leaving, people say take care. You would have noticed take care is a very common thing. And then you are with a group of friends and you are going to leave, and you will tell like this, I'll see you later, guys. Guys, I'll see you later. So that's how you depart from the company of your friends. Guys, I'll see you later. So these are commonly used expressions in English. You note down and practice and use them during the conversation. These are all very informal expressions. You can use them only among your friends or people occupying the same level in your office and other places. People who are at the same level. You can't talk to the elders. You can't talk to people who are in the position of authority, like managers, general managers. You can't go and tell him, oh gosh, and all that. So that's not nice. So these expressions are for conversation, casual conversation among your friends. I hope this lesson was useful and interesting to you. If you like it, please click the like button and share it among your friends. And to see similar educational videos, you click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and bye-bye.